We come to you from space.
Your seat's way further back, so it looks like I'm gigantic by comparison.
This is actually way better than the angle Sarah and I used because we had to do that in the truck because Dave needed that.
Oh, it was probably like...
It was slanted. It was, well, because I brought the wide angle lens, but it was a bit slanted because of the way that car is, and there wasn't a very good, we didn't have a right way to like fix it or anything, and because the lighting is so bad in there, and we kind of had to use the parking lot lights to kind of get the lighting going on. I basically the angle was like,
It was like laying down.
I wasn't laying, but it was so high up on the dashboard that my head is like down here, and Sarah's like kind of like where you are. What do you think, small child, that I took to go see before I go to sleep?
I really liked it.
As we go see a movie about camera angles that's talking about camera movement, angles, placement, lighting, stuff like that. This movie was really good.
You learn a lot about technique from watching it, but oh my god.
You can learn a lot of things from a straight-up sociopath.
Good Christ.
He is the textbook definition of a sociopath, who he is Patrick Bateman with a
fucking camera.
With a camera and a scanner. If you've seen the trailers, Nightcrawler is Jake Gyllenhaal, and he has his buddy with him. He seems like he kind of just has a lot of odd jobs because he's not a people person at all.
That's a very polite way of putting that. Trying to adjust this lighting so it doesn't look like I'm glowing like a fucking angel.
I have an idea.
It's like, I have the floor now.
It's in the year 2000. So then he gets the idea from Bill Paxton, because Bill Paxton is, what do they call this term for people who do this?
Stringers.
Stringers in Los Angeles who go around to different crime scenes, fires, car accidents, stuff like that. Yeah, just
freelancers that get there before you could ever actually dispatch a news crew there to like pick up, the money shot or just gathering like B-roll or something.
Yeah. And so Jake Gyllenhaal is like, I could do that. So he steals a bicycle, gets some money, gets a camera, gets a scanner, finds out what crime scenes are good to go to, which ones are bad to go to. The bad ones are like the ones where nothing's happening and you just have a cop like, get the fuck out of here! Which is actually a really funny montage.
Yeah, I mean, I understand he was just figuring out what he was supposed to do, but he was like filming someone taking like a breathalyzer test. It's like a normal traffic. It wasn't like the scene of like a fatal car crash. It was like, no, like cop pulled over some chick who was probably on her way home from the bar.
Yeah. Let's put it at the top. Nightly news. Which, by the way, okay.
I have never seen a news.
You knew where I was going with this.
As graphic as that. Like,
I have in Jason Goes to Hell when they filmed poor Kane Hodder's shot in the head. That's where I've seen that.
But like this is like yeah. I know every place is different. Everybody's got different quality of news, I know for here in Springfield, when they run a story, you're lucky if you get like 30 seconds of actual video footage of what happened.
Yeah. Mostly
it's just like they'll have like a 5-second soundbite from somebody like, I live in this neighborhood. I don't feel safe anymore. And then they'll just keep looping that person with now like just the anchors talking over it for the next minute while they talk about it, alternating back and forth to like clip art of like police tape.
Oh, yeah, the same police tape. The same police tape every single time. That's
what we get here. This movie it's like, oh man, I got a guy shot in the fucking face over here. Like, all right, we'll put it on there. We'll just pixelate around his eyes so that his family
we can't
doesn't know who he
identify them.
is.
I mean, we just pixelate the face, pixelate the wounds, lightly, so you can still tell what happened.
Oh, yeah. It's not even like old school like mosaic pixeling where it was like big blocks. You couldn't tell what the fuck it... Like my face would be like 15 pixels, so it'd just be like a couple light ones and a couple dark ones. Like, no, like... Very fine pixeling. Like, if you squinted, it's like, oh, no shit. That's who that is.
It's... My favorite part of that was when he has the footage that's leading up to the baby carriage, and Rene Russo is in the studio and saying, no, don't say that there's no baby in there. Build up suspense. Okay, I lived briefly in outside of Los Angeles. This was 10 years ago. And apparently, in between that 10 years, the morning news, this is like early morning news, has basically become Faces of Death. Like, it is...
Yeah, that was like the 6 a.m. news, like, breaking story out of Reseda.
Here's close-up footage of a guy shot in the fucking neck. And the one thing he's worried about is, like, I don't know if you can use that one footage, the woman cussed.
Yeah.
That's literally, like, that's the part he's worried about.
You can't say fuck at 6 a.m. on the news.
Oh, yeah, but you can totally fucking show that it does a montage of shit, like a drunk driver fucking...
Like, fucking legs sticking out from under a car like the fucking Wicked Witch got a house dropped on her.
Shootouts, fucking decapitations, like, oh my fucking god!
Well, and like one of the like the big story that he brought to them, like that triple homicide in that house.
Yeah.
When it was going around, like, okay, it's like showing the people and like showing that like they pixelated the face, they kind of pixelated over the wounds. But then like it got to that one, like the guy that was shot in like the kitchen, face down. They pixelated like he was kind of laying and like you can see like a lot of like I don't know, like maybe he got shot by like a shotgun in the side.
Yeah.
So they pixelated that, but they didn't pixelate the 5 gallons of blood that he was laying face down in.
We will make you vomit on your way to work the next morning. And the news anchors are just narrating this as it's happening for like 5 minutes. They are like, all right, we're going to go upstairs now, and keep in mind, this is very graphic, this is very shocking. We're going to see, it looks like the wife is in bed. Yep, there she is, shot in the side. You can see the blood draining down. Oh my god!
And they're playing it like they're commentating on like a fucking like Little League game.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, okay, well, somebody's laying in this bed. I mean, obviously, whoever it was, they come home, it's a long day, they lay down, they want to take a nap, and you never see this coming, this kind of tragedy. Like, even like, when, like, he's first panning up to that house, like, there's a shotgun. It's footage of a triple homicide, and outside the place is a fucking shotgun laying on the ground. Like,
yeah.
Well, that clearly appears to be a shotgun of some caliber laying on the ground here. I mean, you might have that for your own personal protection. You can see that the pistol grips there. You know, like, this very well could be the murder weapon. It's a triple homicide and a shotgun laying outside the house. I think it's the fucking murder weapon.
Good footage, Lou.
Well, in the part where, like, with the whole, like, the baby thing, like, they're playing like, oh no, and now we're walking through what appears to be a nursery. It appears to be a nursery. It's a fucking nursery.
There's a crib. There's a fucking
crib. There's a mobile hanging over it. It's a fucking nursery.
It appears to be a nursery.
You really hope you want to hope that crib is empty, and then it pans over and it's like. And the crib is empty. I mean, we've already received word that no baby was found on their premises. Like, so what the fuck was all that lead up for? Like, you want to hope there's not a baby in there. And it's good that you did, because we already knew there was.
Every time I've seen something like... I've seen this as an extra feature on a DVD. On the DVD for Wonderland, one of the extra features was the actual Wonderland crime scene. Oh, so that's the guy Johnny Watt beat.
Wow!
Now that's an Easter egg. I don't think it was an Easter egg, because that'd be in bad taste. Oh, I see that crowbar's been highlighted. Let me click on that. Oh my god!
Who would have thought that's where this went?
I can imagine somebody who works in news will either hate this movie or think it's hilarious, because this movie really is a comedy. This movie is
in a very weird fucking way. It
is to news what American Psycho is to stockbroking. It doesn't see, unless you can tell me wrong. Like I said, I haven't been in the West Coast in 10 years. Maybe this is exactly what the news is like now. All I remember is the closest thing I've seen here nationally. Again, I don't really watch local news, but like nationally, I remember there was a big thing about the guy shot himself, and it aired on Shep Smith Live. It cuts back to Shep Smith, and he's like, "That won't happen on my watch again." A guy shooting himself, or are you airing it? Thanks, Shep. Go back to talking about True Blood.
Always on the ball, that one.
So,
I mean, yeah, like that was the level of like news footage like I would expect to see, like hear about a news article on the actual news and think to myself, well, there was everyone standing in the background with their phone. YouTube. Oh, hey, there's that guy getting shot.
Oh, yeah, you see that all the fucking time.
But, like, that's what they were just deciding to, like, run with as their news item.
Oh, yeah. Like, basically, like, fucking liveleak.com is now the news.
Yeah, well, even, I was surprised as much as they showed of, like, here a couple weeks ago, like, that whole ISIS thing, like, you know, like, them, like, you know, cutting that one reporter's head off and everything. It's like, I was surprised they showed as much of that as they did, but, like, it's like, shit, like, this would be like if they just showed the whole thing. Like, no cuts, just, like, and we're gonna pixelate his face.
Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. I thought it was gonna get really graphic for a second. They pixelated it. It's okay. No, you're right. That would be like if you were flipping channels and Wolf Blitzer is narrating a fucking beheading.
Yeah.
Well, that's unfortunate.
We're gonna go to the magic screen now. The circle here.
Duh.
See that part right there.
Put your technology away for 5 minutes, Wolf.
Just step away from the magic screen, man. Just leave it alone. Just don't touch it.
I was waiting for them to do, like, what they kind of did at one point, but not to the extent that they usually do, like the stupid, like, screen box puns that I always send you. There's when I'm on my laptop or I'm editing or whatever, I usually have on like MSNBC or something on in the background, and they have a habit of basically
they have an addiction.
They have an extreme addiction. It doesn't matter how serious a fucking news story is. It doesn't matter how serious or light or whatever. They have an extreme addiction of making those screen boxes. They want to be exactly like The Daily Show. So it's always a pun. And when there's a particularly good one, meaning stupid, I take a picture of it and I send it to Brian with no context.
So I'll just be sitting at like work or having dinner or something and my phone will go off. I'm like, oh, it's a message from Brad.
Yeah.
I wonder what it could be. Open it up. And I'll just sit there staring at my phone, wondering if I should just throw it away or not.
Let me see if I can find some. Okay, I remember the one I always remember off the top of my head was when there was the story about whether or not Ashley Judd was going to be running for office, and it was Judd Dredd in the Stallone Judge Dredd font with the Judge Dredd mask over Ashley Judd. Oh, here's this one. I think that's. Now that's what I call extreme, 2014.
A timely reference.
Man, have I been slow on the ball lately? Con photos.
We've been busy.
Lloyd.
I know there's been a few times where you've sent me ones where I can't tell if it's just you got bored and got to Photoshop, or
there
if
was
this
the
is
one time
actually
I
on
did
the
that.
news.
The one time I did do that. Hang on, I should just go into.
And that one was fairly believable.
Yeah, there was one time I just straight up photoshopped one and sent it to Brian. I'm just scrolling. There was one that was like, it was like Austin Powers or something. Oh, there's the one I just showed. There was one where it was like, oh, I don't even know what this is in context to. It's a picture of George Lopez, and it says, "Hi, Pez Lopez." I don't even know what news story that was. There was
I don't know that there was a story. I think they just wanted to show that picture.
The fake one was, I found a picture of zombie Obama, and I found a picture of zombie Obama, and I wrote "ghost dog" underneath it, DAWG, and I stuck that over like a picture of Chris Matthews and just sent it to him.
And after all the dumb shit I've seen, that one I didn't even question. I'm like, why did they air this on the news?
Okay, I found one. Let's see. Washington 20510 impeach pit. I remember that show.
Because the diner they hung out in was called the Peach Pit, right?
Impeach pit. Yeah. Oh! One of the best ones was
I give the fuck up
when the Malaysian airline went down. Not the one that was shot at, but the one that disappeared. The one that disappeared. You remember this one? Okay, so I believe this was on Chris Matthews, in which
he doesn't fucking care.
Yeah, in which all it just said was just lost. Just lost. There was no mistaking what they were fucking referencing, because it was in the same goddamn font as the end of every single Lost episode. Yeah.
Like, okay, airliner goes missing over the ocean, and that's your fucking tag.
Lost.
Fuck you.
Oh yeah. Damn, flipping through some of my photos, there hasn't been some good ones lately. Shit. I need to get on the ball with that.
Oh, yes, please.
Remember the one I sent you that was just a picture of Al Sharpton dressed as a scientist with like steaming beakers and shit, like in front of his table?
Photoshopped in front of him, or was it actually
that
there?
was actual. That was real. The only one that I've ever photoshopped was that ghost dog one.
Well, no, I mean like them like photoshopping them, putting it up.
No, it was a table.
They actually moved in beakers
with steaming beakers on it, and Sharpton was standing behind it with goggles on and a lab coat. I don't know what the story was. Probably wasn't even science related. He was probably just making some soda. So basically, I wanted more of that in this. Like, when it shows the house, it says, like, horror house or something like that. I'm like, oh, no.
Yeah, you missed...
Mm-hmm.
You missed a perfect opportunity.
MSNBC's way ahead of you on the Screenbox button, for better or worse. But this movie really is a dark comedy, because they have this like kind of sexual thing going on with Rene Russo and Jake Gyllenhaal, but there's never any moment that shows any actual like physical intimacy between them. But when they're negotiating or watching video of people being murdered, it might as well be a sex scene.
Yeah, them negotiating over like the footage of like that shootout with like the chase scene and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, that was
with this dead associate in the background,
freeze framed on him like looking just right at them.
Yeah, I know what you did. You expect them to bang right fucking there. It's this close to being the couple from Cannibal Holocaust that starts fucking after they've set a hut on fire. It really is. But I really liked this. I did. I really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was really entertaining. Gyllenhaal's performance was good.
Unnerving.
Yeah. Those watery fucking buggy ass eyes and shit. Like his crazy eyes in this is downright inspiring.
Yeah, he keeps those on full blast.
I don't think he blinks this entire movie.
The kind of like gaunt like look that he has, like he's a lot thinner than you've seen him before. And it makes him look unsettling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
And just the odd way, like you said, like he's a complete sociopath. So, like,
yeah.
He has no feeling, no emotion at all when he talks, no matter what he's talking about. Whether it's discussing how him selling footage to Rene Russo should now also come with her banging him.
Yeah, it's this. There's this dinner scene in the movie that's like this weird negotiation between the two, where he is like technically blackmailing her, but talking about how it's in her professional best interest to bang him.
He's insanely manipulative. Like he's basically telling her that without me, you won't keep your job. And she's like, well, fuck you if you think I need you to get by. And then he breaks it down for her in such a way that she's practically asking him to sell her more footage.
Yeah, it is spoken like it is a contract negotiation. It is spoken from a guy who knows no human emotion except what serves his best interest professionally, because that's all the guy knows, that's all the guy understands. When the guy smiles in the movie, it's fake, but unless it's something that serves him financially, then it's not. But when he's talking about the tie, that means it's Friday. That's what a sociopath does.
That's him. Like, it's like, I've seen people tell jokes before. Let me try this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That is straight up Patrick Bateman laughing with his fucking friends.
That's him laughing because he's like, someone would say this and laugh, so I feel that right now I should go ahead and say this, and then I'll chuckle and smile afterwards, and everyone will find me to be very pleasing to be around.
That's exactly what that is.
In his head, he's probably thinking like, okay, smile for 3, 2, 1. Okay, now stop.
What'd you think of the ending?
The ending kind of... It was a bit jarringly sudden.
I didn't think it was sudden because I didn't know where else the story could go.
Well, that's kind of what I mean. Like, it seemed like they had this really, really good story going. They kind of built it to where, like, it seemed like maybe it would start going in more of a direction, like with the cops kind of asking him more questions, but instead it just cuts to him walking away like he's fucking Kaiser Soze.
Yeah.
And then starts an actual company.
I like
the
that.
end. He's successful and got away with everything.
Oh, yeah. I actually like that, because if it went in the direction to where now it's about the cops, and now they're chasing him, and now blah, 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 it would have been a movie that started out fairly original and kind of funny and darkly, very, very darkly funny, and then kind of turned into like a routine kind of procedural towards the end. I liked that the last scene in the movie makes it a very inspiring movie about a guy who starts up a small business.
You say that like this is the fucking pursuit of happiness.
Well, he seems happy, and there was a pursuit. It's business pursuit, police pursuit, all kinds of stuff. Totally. Hell, this movie's probably more like that true story than The Pursuit of Happiness was.
Alright, to be fair.
It's a very he builds his business up from scratch, and yeah, you know, he loses some employees along the way, but at the end he gains more and he has vans. He's now a successful business owner. So many people are going to be inspired by this movie. They're going to grab cameras, they're going to go around chasing fiery cars.
They're going to kill Bill Pullman.
Bill Paxton, my friend. Paxton. Well, I don't want that to happen.
That'd be sad.
I like that in this movie, he is basically like the Carrie Elwes team from Twister. Yeah. He's the rival who's like...
the overly cocky team.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to get closer than anybody's got to a story, and we'll shove that right in your face. Mm-hmm. Riggs' brake line causes him to crash and die. I'm assuming. I don't know.
I mean, he was, like, alive the last time it showed him, but he's not in the rest of the movie. Now, at the end of the movie, Gyllenhaal has 3 vans to match Bill Paxton's 2.
Yeah, I mean, suck on that mayhem van.
I would totally recommend this movie. I would. I thought it was... I mean, it's not... Don't go into this thinking it's going to be any kind of realistic portrait of, like, you know... well... people having... The people in that particular line of work, maybe this isn't that far off, but actual, like, what is shown on the news here, what is the way they kind of go about it a little bit, it seems like it's driven towards a very, very, very extreme, not necessarily parody, but certainly a satire of that kind of lust for that kind of footage.
Yeah.
That, like I said, even transmorphs into, like, this kind of sexual thing between him and Rene Russo, which was fantastic. I just liked seeing her in a movie again.
Yeah. Shit, I can't think of the last movie I saw her in.
Oh.
At least not in a theater.
The Thor movies.
Oh, I guess so. I forget she has such a small part.
I'm surprised I remembered.
It's like, fuck, what was the last thing I saw her in a theater? I don't know, 10 Cup?
Buddy? Lethal Weapon 3?
Ah, there we go.
That's the one. No, wait, Lethal Weapon 4. The best one.
But I did see it in theater.
I did. I did see that in theater. Saw it twice. My friends wanted to go see it, and my dad wanted to go see it. Well, I mean, my friends and me wanted to go see it, and then I saw it and didn't want to see it again, but then had to go see it again. All right, fine.
This is for you, Pop.
Oh, any final thoughts about it? I'm trying to think if there's anything I'm forgetting. I don't think so.
I feel terrible for his employee.
Oh yeah, that guy was great.
He was such a nice guy to put up with all that for like $30 a day.
$30 a day in Los Angeles.
Fuck, homeless people make more than that.
Yeah, when we first see the guy, it implies he is homeless. But he still has a phone. Like, he mentions that he's like, I don't have a house, but I got a phone. That poor guy.
I could scrape together $20 just sitting downtown wearing this coat and go get like a fucking Boost Mobile or some shit.
Yeah. Yeah,
just
like...
go by Walmart and buy some fucking burner. Just walk around like, oh yeah. This thing's great. As long as I don't use my 50 minutes on it.
When it got to a point in that, I was like, oh, he's gonna end up getting killed. Like, he is setting him up to get murdered. Once the guy's, like, fucking negotiating his price and stuff like that, and after they settle on a negotiation, which was a pretty funny scene, when he finally gets his raise after all the shit that this poor guy's put up with in this movie.
You can ask for more money, man. Just pick a number, whatever you want.
75?
Shakes hands on it. Shit, man, I could ask for more, huh?
Yep.
but negotiations are closed. But I want more. Nope.
Go on, can I get half of that reward as a bonus? Bonuses come at the end of the year, I'm sorry. Jesus Christ. Like, Gyllenhaal's performance here is so good that, like, this kind of performance could go really wrong really fast and totally not carry a movie.
Yeah.
Like, the wrong inflection, the wrong actor. This movie would be about Sheldon Cooper with a fucking camera going around filming shit.
Yeah.
And fuck that. No fucking thanks. But it's got a solid enough director behind it, and Gyllenhaal's a great fucking actor that he...
And yeah, like he very much, like, he carries it, and yeah, really the best comparison to it is, yeah, Patrick Bateman, that very sort of, like, just direct way that he is, even like visually, like, you know, like him being like a little thinner, a little gaunt,
yeah,
you know, like the slick back,
yeah,
hair and everything, the fast talking with no inflection unless he puts it in there specifically because he knows it'll make a distinct point while he's talking,
and all the stuff with trying to be human, kind of, like, very little bit, like when he's laughing at a joke that somebody is telling, or he's saying hi to somebody as he passes them. Little stuff like that you would kind of see in American Psycho a little bit, especially the book. That kind of thing very much reminded me of that movie, because it's less so much the vanity thing from American Psycho, and way more just like this is a crazy person who is like...
Well, it seems like for him, like it's less like... It's less the I mean, he still has that narcissism there,
yeah,
but it's less like geared towards vanity and more towards like personal accomplishment.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Because like he rushes home then after everything to record the news and just like saves it and just rewatches the stories that he's filmed for.
And then Patrick Bateman watches it while banging somebody.
Yeah.
I need to return some videotapes.
But yeah, I mean, he's got a lot of those qualities there, and yeah, that's the best comparison I could think of, you know.
Well, Patrick Bateman's a way better character than Sheldon Cooper. And Patrick Bateman kills people. One's
a narcissistic sociopath. The other one's just mildly autistic, probably.
Yet the sadistic, murdering sociopath is way more likable. I'd rather live with that guy.
Yeah, oddly enough, a guy who's gonna fucking axe you to death while listening to Huey Lewis in the news. Less insufferable.
Way less insufferable. At least, at the very least, Huey Lewis is playing. And that's awesome.
He's great to hang out with before he chases you around with a chainsaw.
Oh, yeah. Cooper's just intolerable 100% of the time.
Yeah.
At least with Bateman, like 99% of the time, you probably get drunk and have a good time.
Yeah, as long as he lets you know, and that you know that he knows that he's better than you, you're fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're just fine.
Just don't be Jared Leto, and you're fine.
Yeah. Next week is it's Interstellar and Big Hero 6. Did you mind going to see Big Hero 6?
Sure.
Sweet. I would go to both, but Interstellar's 3 hours long.
Yeah, I kind of figured on that one. That Big Hero 6 is one I've been wanting to see anyway, because I mean, it's a fun enough, like, the couple times like they've done little like mini series and one shots for Marvel stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a fun book. I mean, this is pretty much a complete reimagining of the characters, but the trailers are cute. It looks like it'd be a fun movie.
And you get to hear T.J. Miller go, "Yeah, science." Let's hope his character has a much more fitting end than Transformers 4.
Yeah, I got nervous watching the trailer. Like, they're running away from like some, technological.
Oh no, I've seen this movie
in a car. Like last time that happened. Ooh. Still see that shit when I close my eyes. It's dark.
I always see that. I always see scenes from that movie and I close my eyes. That's an amazing movie. Another 3-hour film.
No, early stuff I've heard about Interstellar though has been pretty positive. Like it's
honestly, it's getting better reviews than Interstellar is.
Well, yeah, but yeah, Interstellar. I've been hearing good things, but it sounds like it's one of those movies like.
Were you talking about Interstellar?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Big Hero 6.
No,
Sorry.
Big Hero 6 I've been hearing great things about.
Yeah.
No, Interstellar, though, like, I've been hearing some pretty good stuff about it, but it sounds like it's definitely one of those movies that, like, the theater experience will be pretty great for it, but watching it, like, secondary, at home or something like that, will be kind of like, this is okay.
I'm going to watch it on my phone.
Like, I don't know what everybody's making such a big deal about. This looks like anything else to me. No, it sounds like it's one of those movies, like, it's designed to watch in a theater, but outside of that, it's probably just like, it's any other movie.
Probably, like, pretty much anything I see anymore is just in the theater, unless I'm watching something for the snob or whatever, or I have something on in the background, or if I'm falling asleep to something on Netflix, but, there's only been one Christopher Nolan movie that I didn't like, and it's got space in it, it's got McConaughey in it. Space McConaughey, sold. Space McConaughey for 3 hours. He got screwed out of going into space in Contact. Now he finally gets to go. I hope he rides dragons in it too.
That would be pretty great.
Mm-hmm.
Goes into space, still has a giant axe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh. I will go see that movie twice. I absolutely will. It turns out it's a prequel. He's his character before the dragon apocalypse. That's why they have to escape Earth, because of the dragon apocalypse. They got to go up into space. McConaughey is left alone back on Earth. Christian Bale is Bruce Wayne. It all makes sense now.
This is all making sense.
One of my favorite theories I've heard recently is that Michael Keaton's character from the 1987 movie The Squeeze is pre-dead Beetlejuice. You remember The Squeeze? It's terrible. And I love almost all Michael Keaton movies. I guarantee you remember the box cover. That's the box cover where Michael Keaton, look this shit up. That's the box cover and poster where Michael Keaton is squeezed between the two towers.
Like the two...
And the hand is crushing them together, and it's kind of crackling on the side and crumbling.
Oh no!
I need that poster on my wall.
And we'll just hang that right next to your fucking your King Kong one, where he's up there holding a plane, standing on top of the towers.
That one's too soon.
That's the limit.
It's way too soon. We just had a remake of King Kong. Come on, dude. Charles Grodin just got stepped on by King Kong. It's way too soon. I'm still not over that. Now we're talking about the remake of King Kong, both of them. Alright, so we'll see you next week. Later.